Okay, so if you watched the video before this one, Claude did a fantastic job of writing some new functionality for our add new source associated with our Zettelkasten inspired knowledge base. What we want to do now, though, is ideally try and test this functionality. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, of which there's a lot now, Claude and AI in general is not very proficient at writing tests, at least ones that work straight away. So what I want to do is I want to add the new functionality that we just implemented. So let's just add all of those files so that it's in our project knowledge. And then I was writing out this prompt to say, hey, you created these files which are now in your project knowledge to meet the requirement for this user story. I now want you to write Jest tests. I've given it context of the setup.js file. I've said when you create these tests, they'll be in the same folder with the name add-new-source.test.js. And I'm saying I want you to call the actual services wherever possible rather than mocking, so therefore you might want to create a test user like that. Then I've said, hey, an example of successful request is if we send the body like this, we should get a response like this. If a request that throws an error, like if we send the same request twice, we'll get failed, it's a duplicate. And then if we send something with like a missing field, so no title, we get our validation errors. So with a little bit of luck, I'm going to copy this, paste this here. Please let me know if you have before you proceed. And let's just see what it comes back with. Okay, based on the information provided, I understand the task. Yes, each user is with a company. If you look at user.js and company. All right. Sure. So while it's doing that, we can go here and go copy this. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know Jest is not great. Well, sorry, not Jest is not great. Claude is not great at writing Jest tests. Okay, so we've got an issue with, so this is going to be in up 1, up 2, and then it's going to be auth backend. Quite annoying because we gave it its project structure, the folder structure, in our project knowledge. Did we? Maybe I forgot. Oh, no, hang on, it's just called structure. Oh, I haven't given it. I have this script that runs this, that gives it that, and I thought I'd given it to it, but I obviously hadn't. So what's this? Cannot find module. Ah, I missed one. And obviously this is up 1, up 2, but not in auth. That's my mistake. Secret or private key must have a value. Okay, so that is because if I just take this over here, look at our .env, JWT secret, that is correct. Okay, so we do have those values, but if we look at our auth, tests setup. .env. One pass, so that's interesting. Let's go to the test. So why did this fail? We're getting that same. So let's just copy this. I believe so maybe we just mock that value, I'm not sure. I think some of our other tests are probably going to fail now as well, because I forgot we added token conversion in a previous video. We didn't go back and update our auth tests to accommodate that. What's happening? Token version mismatch. So user.create, what's the expected token value? It still fails. How can I console log what the I don't. I know we always have trouble with Jest tests, but I'm not putting this down to a Jest testing issue per se. I'm putting it down to it just not being aware of our middleware, which again, still an issue, but so user after creation. Now, was there a console log before? I forgot this. Oh no, it's not console. Console. Before user request. So let's run that again. So user before. I've missed something else, haven't I? Oh god. Again, let's run it. Alright. User before request token version is 0. User after creation. What? Token version 0. Doesn't make sense. Hang on, what am I missing here? Valid token into the console log, yeah. Okay. I have a feeling all of our other tests are now going to be failing because of this change. But we can fix that up later. There we go. So it was an issue with the token version, but it now works, so that's fantastic. So let's just scroll up. How do we, in our config, where is it? Split this. How do we coverage, directory coverage, coverage from, I just want to also see the coverage map. I think that's what we need to do to show it. No. How do we coverage? Run that again. No. What? That's bizarre. Yeah. Wrong. Okay. I gotta add this too. Package scripts. We do already have that. So test. Yeah, how do I run that? How do I run? Okay, I forgot the dash dash. All right, so that's what I was looking for. Pretty well, so many files. Functions was the main one. So yeah, 100% across the board. Looking good there. I'm happy with that. There's a few little bit less, but yeah, it was mainly just looking at the functions which have got complete coverage. So we'll consider that a success. And what I'll do now that we've got this set up correctly, I will do the same process on our add new note functionality, but I do need to take a brief break, and I'll just append that to this, and hopefully if we can get the add new note tests to run first time round, then I think we're on to a little bit of a winner in terms of making sure everything works correctly. But I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, so we're going to try and write tests for this add new note functionality. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we are going to remove these console logs. Save that. Actually, no, let's keep that in for a second. Save that again. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We are going to go to project knowledge. We're going to add, we've got our add new note functionality. So let's just add new source.test. Then let's copy this, come in here, paste that. Okay, cool. So add new, this is going to be note, and then this was for Zettelcast and app idea, this user story. Paste. I want you to write, so in Jest, we've got the setup. When writing tests, add new note. The new file name will be add new note. When writing tests, yep. Therefore, you need to create a test user. So what I'm going to now say, to do this, you need to follow the same pattern in our add new source.test.js file, which is as follows. So copy, and then this is where we're going to copy this before each block and put this code in. So then what we're going to do is we're going to come here and follow on from this. Please also that, and then we're going to go here and we are going to go to our post request, and we're going to say copy. Here is an example of a post request that results in a successful response of then if we, hopefully we're still logged in. Nope. So log in, send, copy this, copy. Body. Let's get rid of title. So if we miss a field, source title like this request, we get a response like this. In each instance, we do not need to test for stack, path, or error type, as these are only shown in development. What else could we do? Once again, please only test functionality we have created, but make sure that tests cover 100%. Please let me know any questions. Alright, just thinking there isn't anything we didn't give it, hopefully. One, yes. Two, yes, test these features. Two, three, testing through. Right, so while it's doing that, we'll just create the file. So add new node.test.js. Bring this over here, bring this over here. Speak up. We can probably go back to one. Copy, paste, save. Now, let's see, add new note. Alright, 5 failed. Which isn't too bad. So array containing. Okay, I think that's just a note. Okay. Okay. I don't think these are related to functionality per se. I think most of these tests are related to the test case. So I'm going to say some of the tests failed. However, I believe it's related to how we structured the test case rather than a bug in our functionality. Can you review and update the test case if required and point out if there are any action bugs? So, know what we need to update the source model test setup. Okay, so yeah, in source, so should create a note with a new source. It didn't add in user ID. I didn't realize that was required. We did only recently add that in, so that's not completely unexpected. I think that's all that changed. Note data. Yeah, And then same thing, it should create a note with an existing source ID, source type, and we should add that. Title, body, auth. Okay, linking note. What did it change? It should create a note. Copy. Save. Validation cases, so should validate source data, source type, missing required title, source. What changed? Response, node data, errors. So the error message is just different. Right. The tests weren't due to bugs in functionality, but rather mismatches between test expectations and implementation. I noticed that we should consider okay. We have one failure still. So why is this not working? I want to make sure I'm not missing anything there. I don't think I am. Just run the test again. Why is this failing? So it should create, if we compare this to, so we got title, body, we don't have tags. Don't know why that would be an issue. Now model, note, not test, not that, tags. Name, source, title, source type, publication, description, status. Just to see what console logs. Okay, I'm trying to fix this without Claude just so we don't use up the messages. Look, if we can get this done in 3 or 4 back and forths, I'd consider that a success. So this is, I think, the third message back and forth. So hopefully with this, I'm trying to. So we've got title, body, status, linked notes. Oh no, that's not the. That's, need to go to the very first one. Why is that failing? It did create it. See. this test still fails. So I added these console logs. And something a little funny is happening there, I'm not too sure. Alright, so it's saying, so let's put in this, run the test again. Obviously it's going to fail. Put it in the wrong spot. User ID is required. So we have user ID. I'm just saying user ID is required, but I thought we already provided it. Got it. So in here, we didn't update this after we made that requirement following the previous tests. So in hang on. So add new note service, create note, const source ID, add new note utils. We then create source. Yeah. Okay, it's a little bit confused. We have create or find source. It's saying create source. No source, not found. Source ID, title. So we need to add this field here. I think that should work. Okay, let's see if this works. Boom, 100%, green across the board. How good's that? There's that routes. I think it's because we got this test route, so we can get rid of that. We don't need that. And that's awesome. That worked. So I think the benefit there is that, okay, it might have taken a little bit more than 3 messages, but it was certainly a lot quicker than all of the other ones. So I really think we've got our process down pat, which if you haven't watched the previous video, and just for the purposes of completeness, where is my prompts? So we got this prompt here for the functionality, and then what we've got is this test prompt, which tells it about the files it's created, gives it example code for creating users, because that's a little bit of complexity that we know it struggled with, but then an example of a request, an example of a successful response, example of a request that throws an error, tell it what the errors are, and then basically feed that into Claude, tell it to write the tests, and happy days, it's done it. So we've got a fair bit of functionality created relatively quickly there, and we're going to end the video here because that's the purpose of this video, to talk about the testing, and then I'll start again and we'll look at some new functionality. Thanks for watching.